$30. Look at this beast of a tool. Boom. Oh, this, I haven't even put it on yet. Welcome back, ye boys. Today we got something special. I have a new steering wheel. I don't know if you can see it well, but I'm gonna get right into this video. So let's, without further ado, get started. Before I do anything, I'm gonna disconnect my negative on the battery terminal and we'll go from there. That'll work. I need to clean this. Now that I got the battery disconnected, let's start unwrapping the steering wheel, just so I can show that off because I'm losing daylight rapidly. I should have got my GoPro, but it's dead, so let's do this. A little bit of an unboxing without the box. NDB. Oh my, look at the, can I 0.5 that? Look at this beauty. Compared to like this faded old steering wheel, it's seen better days. It really has, but with a high mileage car, you know, what can you expect? But it has been doing good. I still haven't fixed that. Anyway, I got this from the store called Ikon Motorsports. I believe, am I saying that wrong? I believe it's Ikon Motorsports off of eBay. It has Alcantara. I don't know too much about the material. I just know it's in the GT500 of this year model, and it's also in the Boss 302. And I am struggling to get this plastic off. So I wanted it, and let me get this off because I can't do this with one hand. All right, that was a little bit of a struggle, but here we are. This thing looks beautiful in person. I think I've only seen one in person, but seeing this sucker, I did want a red stripe one. I think this one does look a little better to me than the one with the red stripe because number one, this is not a race car. This is a daily. And number two, it has red in the Alcantara. So I'm fine with that. And I think it's going to look OEM plus, in my opinion. That's kind of my goal with this car. OEM plus with the GT500 style of it. So let's go on to the next step. I just ran into a problem, boys. I don't have a replacement bolt, the retaining bolt. So I'm going to have to go find that somewhere, probably online. I'll catch y'all on the next recording clip, which should be in like a couple of seconds for you guys. All right, it's been about a week now, and I just got back from AutoZone to get some more tools because I also needed more tools. But my bolt did come in this little Ford packaging. I bought it off eBay for like $30, which I guess, I mean, yeah, it's holding the steering wheel on, so hopefully I didn't get scammed. I got the sockets and everything that I need extension wise. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect my battery again and I'll just show progress. I'm not gonna make a tutorial over this because it's pretty simple and my GoPro's dead, so I can't really record everything. Yeah, let's get right into it. All right, first things first, I gotta get this airbag off. So let me just pop these caps off with my little, this little flathead screwdriver, and I'll go from there. Okay, I got them off, and it looks like there's going to be a bolt on each side. So I ended up using a 5/16 socket to take those two bolts out. But now I'm going to just pull this airbag out gently because there's a bunch of wires connected to this. So let me do that and disconnect some of the cables. All right, I just wiggled it out. As you can see, there's an orange cable with a gray, or is that white? A gray and a black clip connected to this long orange cable. And there's a bunch more on the inside. So let me just get to disconnecting this stuff so we can get to the exciting parts of this video. There's a bolt right up here. I think you can see it. If I can move these cables out of the way. That bolt right there. Got to get all of that out. I got the pressure plate off. This is a pretty cool little mechanism. So that ground wire right there. So there's a little torque screw right there. And after we disconnect that, we can get the main bolt and go ahead and get ready to pull this sucker off. Make sure this is completely straight, because you wouldn't want to put this on crooked. This bolt's going to be a T20. This one's pretty easy to come off. Now that I have the ground wire and all these other cables disconnected. All right, man, it is hot in this Texas weather, but I'm gonna skip all of that and just go ahead and take the main bolt off, and then we can start removing some of these buttons. And before we do this, make sure that you have another replaceable bolt, because once this bolt is torqued down, you cannot reuse it. I just want to make that extremely clear. All right, so to get this off, I'm using a 3/4 ratchet with a 1/2 inch adapter and a 15/16 socket. Look at this beast of a tool. Here's the factory bolt. Here's my new one. Now, it already has some Loctite on it, but I'm gonna put another dab on the other side just because this cost me $30. Take these 3 bolts off, or 4, and then I'm gonna flip it over, and that should be all the bolts. So let's do that real quick. It's hard to do with one hand. All right, so this is gonna go exactly like this onto the new steering wheel, and we will go ahead and do that. Boom. Oh, this, I haven't even put it on yet, but the steering wheel looks so clean. All I did was just put those bolts in the back of that other steering wheel. To take these out, you literally just put your thumb here and you just slide it and just pull them up. So now I'll take the buttons off. Okay, and to get the rest of the harness off, there's these little clips that you want to put over onto the new steering wheel. All I did was twist them a little bit and just wiggle them out so you can reuse these. And with that, there is the harness for the buttons. I'm putting the ground screw back in. Bolt, screw, pretty sure it's bolt. All right, in the final steps of this, to get these little plates off, I just used my screwdriver and I just went in there and got underneath it, and I just pried it up as much as I could, and then used my hand to just pull it out. Now this thing is a little tough, but it should just pull off. Oh, look at that. You can see where my vinyl was too. These are side specific, so keep these in the exact order you take them off. Whew, I'm not gonna lie, these things were a bitch, but it's bare. It's bare steering wheel right here, bo. Got me a... Anywho, let's get to the new one. Whew, from here, I'm done. I'm done doing a tutorial. It's literally just put it back together the same way you pulled it apart. So let's do this. I do plan on getting, well, once I get the new gauge cluster, I plan on swapping these buttons out, because, you know, I still got the poverty button over here. That'll be a future video. But look at this, it's coming together. It looks OEM plus. All right, now that we have the buttons on, final thing to do is get the pressure plate back on for the horn. And again, make sure you have the ground bolted down and all of your harness is put together. Now we go with the pressure plate. Closing out to the last steps, I ended up putting the bolt on. All I got to do now is plug in the rest of the clips, and obviously the airbag clips. So yeah, once I get those on and get this wasp off of my neck, go ahead and plug this back clip in. There's that. I already had the pink one plugged in, and the ground is already grounded, so this is the last cable that has to be plugged up. As you can see, I did twist it to where it locked the steering wheel while I'm torquing this thing. Now the torque specs for the final bolts is 41. So let me torque this down. Steering wheel is on there, and oh my goodness, it's already looking good. So let me release. The steering wheel has been released. Same knock. Again, I have not fixed that yet. Oh, this thing feels good in my hand. All right, last step, got to put the airbag on. I didn't go over it, but I was trying to find torque specs for this pressure plate, but I could not find any torque specs. So what I did was I torqued these bolts down just enough to where they would cover up this plate, because this plate is how much timing you got for the horn. So I might have to come back and readjust this, but for now, I think that's plenty of room. So let's get the airbag on that bad boy. These are color matched, so black goes to black, white or gray goes to white or gray. I think, is that, I don't know. It's like a mix, a dirty white. I got the airbag on. Again, this battery's not connected, so make sure you disconnect that negative. Okay, actually, I ended up hand tightening them down until it was like tight. So I noticed right over here, there's a extreme gap that shouldn't be right there. So I don't know, maybe it'll change when I put the bolts in, but pretty sure there's not supposed to be a gap there. And finally, this is the final result. Now, I've been playing with the airbag pressure plate, but I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it for now. All I gotta do is hook up my battery and I'm good to go. So if you've enjoyed this video, I appreciate y'all. And if you don't mind, leave your boy a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.